Here's a tip from Cape Tools about the different surfaces for soldering. And these are just my preferences in terms of what I've used over the years. So you get Schematics, which is a very thick condensed board that can take a lot of heat. This is the most popular, and this is what most customers will use for a base of soldering. So you'd use this as your lowest surface above your desk, and then you can put things like your third hands and so on top of that. This is not your normal MDF board, and it can take a lot of heat. Then you get something called a charcoal block, which is literally charcoal. You do get varieties of what they call a loose leaf or the powder that's condensed. The loose leaf is more natural and it keeps its shape and is a little bit more sturdy. The one that is just the dust that gets compressed does break a little bit easier. If these do break, you can just put binding wire all the way around it to keep it together. The nice thing about the charcoal block is you can actually put pins, your normal needlework pins, needles, and even paper clips into it to position items, and it does take a lot of heat. So this is really a must for most people on soldering. So here are honeycomb blocks, and they're called honeycomb because of the little holes. And they are reasonably fragile, as you can see. I use them often, and even if they're in broken little pieces, you can use them for building blocks, for positioning items, holding them in different angles. They distribute the heat perfectly because of these holes. There is a drawback that when you've got the solder falls through there, but they really have got a place on the bench, and they are a must to have. You get different thicknesses, some with thin holes, some with big holes, and you can also put pins into these for holding items. So they are a great use for soldering.